Why?
Lots of energy there. Hello and welcome to the All You Can Hear podcast. I am going to be your host along with my two co-hosts. My name's Cody, and I'm your host today along with the two co-hosts.
My name's Colt, and I'm a C2 Piso.
My name's Wenzel, and I'm a rebel.
And everyone else is dead.
Yeah.
Just like all the main characters in this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, they all die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great characters. A lot of people died in this movie. This was Disney's way of saying, we're doing Rogue One, by the way.
This is a Star Wars file.
Rogue One. I believe this movie was Disney's way of saying, all that weird in-between space between the prequels and the current trilogy, we're wrapping that up right now.
Yep, and that's what they did with Rogue One, with a little explosive bundle.
A lot of people nukes.
Yeah.
From space.
Yeah.
Massacres.
Mass
Forrest Whitaker.
Forrest Whitaker.
Oh my God, a lot of curs.
Oh, shit.
All right, good. So we're going to be talking about Rogue One today as a part of our Star Wars File series leading up until Episode 9 that drops in December. Do they have an actual date for that movie yet?
Yes.
December 22nd or 1st?
They keep saying Christmas Day. Or this Christmas. They keep saying this Christmas.
It's around holidays.
It's in the 20th.
Yeah, it's in the 20s.
I mean, can you imagine Star Wars coming out on Christmas Day?
Well, we'd have to go and just fuck all your families, I guess.
Yeah, because we've seen that day one. I'm not getting spoiled.
Oh, no.
I'm not getting spoiled for Star Wars.
Never again. Since Episode 7, never again. Not getting spoiled.
So, how did you guys enjoy this, the best Star Wars movie?
I still think it is the best. I love it.
I think this is the best Star Wars movie that I have ever seen, ever will see. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. They like to play with the main series as being really cautious. They're really cautious with the main series. And this movie was one of those rare instances where they're like, throw caution to the wind. Let's have murder everywhere. You like Jen Erso? What's her name?
Jen Erso.
Jen Erso. You're not gonna like her much. You hope you enjoy it for this movie.
You like her? Well, there's a reason why you don't see her again.
Yeah.
So spoilers. But the thing is, it's like spoilers. Everybody dies. If we haven't said that already, spoilers. Everybody dies, and that's why you never, ever, ever see them again.
Yeah, it's kind of depressing, but
it's really sad. It's a very sad movie.
It makes sense for the movie. It's sacrifice. It is the whole movie is about sacrifice in general.
Yeah.
How Jen Erso's father sacrificed his life. Mother literally sacrificed her life. Forrest Whitaker sacrificed his life. I don't know. He really didn't. He sacrificed a lot of life and limbs, mostly limbs.
Yeah. Jern Erso eventually dies. K2SO dies. Sacrifice. Cassian dies with Jyn Erso. Sacrifice. Bodhi, the pilot, sacrifice.
He sacrificed his career within the Empire.
He got fiddled by a tentacle monster.
Borg Gullet, yeah. And then in the end, he ends up trying to get communications, and then he dies through a grenade. Chirrut dies through sacrifice, and then eventually Bose, I think was his name, Bose, the guy with the machine gun. Boz.
Or Baze, as they said it.
Yeah, Baze.
Bose speakers.
Yes.
That's his name, Bose speakers.
But yeah, everybody dies.
Yeah, everything's about sacrifice in this movie. I mean, even down to what's his name sacrificed his stake by not his stake, but his his own career within the Rebel Alliance to not kill Jin's father. Mm-hmm. There's just a lot of sacrifice here, even on the dark side of things, on the Empire side of things. That dude had sacrificed much of his world to really bring the Death Star to light, and he was willing to sacrifice himself all the way to the very end at the top of that little tower before the signal sent off. So,
are you talking about Krennic?
Yes.
General Krennic?
Yeah, he was willing to sacrifice a lot to get what he wanted, and he had people walk all over. I kind of feel bad for him in a way, because he's doing shitty things, but under the lens of the world, it's really not that shitty. He's creating a weapon of mass destruction.
He has ambition. That's anything anybody can relate with is that. He has ambition and aspirations. And he was trying to get proper credit for something that he started. And Tarkin took that away from him.
Yeah.
Get fucked, little boy.
Oh, yeah, no, I was like, fuck him. He needs to die. Yeah.
Tarkin CG holds up exactly like I remembered to hold up. Not bad, but also obviously not alive.
Yeah.
I didn't even notice the first time around. I don't know why.
I mean, I knew he was dead. I saw that. I was like, okay, like that's obviously CG. But seeing it on Cody's TV, I was like, wow, that is really apparent.
Yeah, it looks like something out of Battlefront 2, the new Star Wars game. Which it doesn't look bad. It looks pretty good.
Yeah, looking at some of the proportions are kind of off on him.
It looks like animated.
It is. Yeah.
It definitely looks like it doesn't look as realistic, and I don't know if they did it on purpose or not. But
I mean, he was a very skinny dude because he was very old. He looked deathly.
Yeah. I mean, he died like not long.
I know, but like if they're trying to capture what he looked like.
Yeah, he did a really good job, and he was an evil asshole. So
yeah,
but yeah, I really did. I enjoyed this movie a whole lot. I think this movie is the best Star Wars movie, mainly because it does take a lot of chances. Mm-hmm. I mean, obviously, like you can say that the first 3 movies took a lot of chances. They did, but in the new era of making movies, where the prequel and the sequel series both sort of. Or post-quel, is that what it is? If you have a prequel...
what do you...
If you have a prequel, right?
Yeah.
I guess it's prequel, sequel. So...
Third-quel.
Wait, hold on. Is the original trilogy, is that a sequel to the prequel?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the sequel trilogy.
But what's the actual quel?
What?
Prequel...
The prequel trilogy.
You typically would have the prequel, the quel, the sequel.
Cody, I'm at a loss. Yeah. I don't know what you want me to say. I don't know anything about that.
All I'm saying is that we're missing a whole trilogy. Where'd it go?
We have it. It's about to be
finished.
It's
gone.
We're missing one for the trilogy. It's Solo, Rogue One, and Stardust.
That's the
I
name
was making
of
a joke about like the 3s.
No, I get it.
No, I get it.
No, I think Colt lost it.
Whatever.
How did I
think
lose
he really
it?
did lose
There's
it.
3 movies that should exist. The Obi-Wan movie.
Why'd you say Stardust?
Because if something's gone for good, it's turned to Stardust.
Also,
we will all turn to Stardust.
Yes, we know.
Why do you ask?
Also, that's really cool fact.
Because that's not the... What? What are you saying?
This movie is tied directly into JoJo Stardust Crusaders. Mm-hmm. So...
Anyway, back to the topic at hand. Yes, this movie did take a huge risk. And one of the things I think that was part of that is that you had all the movies have everything involving Jedi. You have these lightsaber battles. With this was very more... Like, there was, hints of the Force, especially with Chirrut. But... it was more grounded in the sense that, like, there was no special, like, nobody had any special powers, maybe Chirrut, but everybody was, like, whatever they had with them, that's what they used. Yeah. There wasn't, the only lightsaber battle was at the very end, and it was badass. But
the best scene in the entire Star Wars universe.
But that's it, and I think that was a huge risk for this movie, and it worked out very well, and visually, very striking.
Yeah. I'm still thinking about it, and this movie is still my favorite movie. It's just everything from the environment, the character designs, the characters themselves. There's a ragtag group of individuals with different abilities that are like definitely shine throughout the entire movie. You have a droid. I'm sorry,
a sassy droid.
A droid who has a great personality to it. It's not just beeping and booping. It's actually got some meat there behind.
Just be mean to R2.
What the fuck is he saying?
Yeah, what is he saying?
Okay, all right. I guess I'm not gonna even try to talk to you linguist tourists.
Fuck off.
Yeah,
go ahead. What you're saying, Cody.
I would say the one of my favorite things about this movie is the actual environments.
Yeah.
You go from, of course, You have the beginning opening sequence with Jin on. I forgot the name of that planet.
I don't remember either, but it's very.
It has like the black sands, the green grass, the gray sky, and
Iceland.
It's basically Iceland, but still, though, it was a beautiful environment.
Very beautiful.
I thought it was a fantastic. I don't know. It didn't have. I don't know if it had any significance when it comes to like storytelling, like underlying storytelling, like the force and dark, which a lot of these movies tend to have. But that area was beautiful.
Yeah, it left a lasting impression, especially as an opening sequence. Yeah,
which directly leads into the whole like the underground world of these dystopian cities, and then you have Jeddah. Jeddah,
the planet.
Yeah, the planet Jeddah.
Yeah,
and you have these gigantic mountains, which are just like fallen Jedi statues, which have been there for thousands of years, and I thought that was very, very cool. Then you have I can't think of any other planet besides
Scarif,
which was the beach planet, which that was the first time we've ever seen beaches in the Star Wars universe.
So that was like a huge change, which, I mean, if you notice too, like the beginning planet was dark. Everything was dark almost up until Jeddah, but then going to Edu, it got dark again, and then at the very end, it got light.
Yeah.
And I guess you got a color choice right there, where it's like you have the dark winning,
yeah,
then you have light, and then you have dark again, and then finally you have the light winning at the end.
This movie did something that was very interesting, where most Star Wars movies, they have like this the good guys are winning. Oh no, it's the hero story, right?
Yeah.
Good guys win. Bad guys overcome the winning of the good guys. Then the good guys realize their faults and failures, and then overthrow the bad guys.
Yeah.
This movie sort of did. Good guys came in, were winning. Bad guys overcame the good guys. Bad guys kept overcoming the good guys. Good guys send off their last little bit of hope, and all of our characters die.
Yeah.
That's not been done in a Star Wars movie before.
No, like you get the sense of like, well, you don't, but like if you read into like the original trilogy, it's like you get a sense of they're losing. But with this, you definitely feel like this is a losing battle.
And I guess the prequel trilogy does have that as well to some degree.
Yeah, when you get to, the Empire Strikes Back, when they're running from Hoth and then, away. But like with this, you feel like a sense, especially when they're trapped on Scarif, like it's just them. You really feel that sense of like we're stuck and like this is it.
Yeah, and kind of the moments leading up to them going to the planet, just like, oh, this is a suicide mission.
Yeah,
these guys are gone.
Even though they were losing, in the end, it really didn't feel like they lost because they got the information out. That one little piece of information to destroy the Death Star got out. So.
Well, I mean, of course, in the end, they won.
Yeah.
But at first, they were losing. They were because, like, they were trapped on the planet, and that's a very bad situation because if you're trapped, that means you can't get communications out, and if you die there, then everything just dies there. Like nobody knows anything.
Nobody knows anything, and then suddenly it's like down to you to save
an entire galaxy.
I mean. And that's where you have like I did like how they did bring in the Force users, the wheels of the Force or whatever they call them.
Yeah, something like that.
The Guardians of the Wheels or something like that. Yeah, I can't remember what their actual use is within the actual universe itself, but because I think they're mentioned in the original script of the very first Star Wars movie.
Oh, I don't know. I have no idea.
The Guardians of the Wheels. They've got a very interesting, like they are known throughout like the Star Wars like canon, like from the very, very beginnings of it. Lucas's original script, I think, had them in there, but they were cut. But the Wheels of the Force they're very interesting because that becomes like a baseline beat because the dude always gets things right, and so like that Force is still there and. He was a Force user, which a lot of our Force users in the past movies have always been playful to some degree. Yoda was very playful. Obi-Wan was playful in the prequel trilogy.
Yeah.
He
was fairly. Oh, prequel. You said prequel.
Yeah,
my bad.
I wouldn't say it in the original.
No, he was old.
He was old and grumpy. He did not want to be there.
But in the new trilogy, he is like fuck that shit.
Obi-Wan?
I'm thinking of Yoda. I heard Yoda. My brain went to Yoda.
I mean, he said Yoda.
I said
first.
Yoda, but
okay.
he's like, yeah, Obi-Wan's dead.
Yeah, he turned into limp. Close.
Yeah, with little people poop boo boo.
little ball of poop. My Force Ghost, all poop. Just that doesn't go with him.
Oh my god!
God, do you remember whenever that we made that canon?
It's canon.
That's my favorite part of headcanon. I want to know is if they Force Ghost and leave their clothes behind, how the fuck their clothes get into the Force world?
No, they're naked.
Yeah,
See, that's what makes. I needed more realism. I need more nudity in my.
Oh man,
in my Star Wars universe.
Yeah, I could have saw Yoda naked in Episode 8.
You know, I remember in the Clone Wars on their gunships they had like, you know, those classic like pinup girls on the sides of their ships. Being a kid, I was like, "What the fuck?"
What?
I mean, it was just weird seeing like a kids show have like these alien women as pinup girls. Like, what is this?
Yeah.
Wow. It's very confusing.
It is. It was a very confusing time.
That's when Wenzel knew he was really into the. What are the aliens with the long like little
Twi'leks.
Oh,
See? That's exactly what they were, though. You got me.
Yeah.
Let's say I drew one. I did. No, I did. I did copy one of the pinups. I was like, man, this is so cool.
Yeah, sure.
This is hot as fuck, Dad. Dad, you see this Twi'lek? Oh no.
Oh, that's exactly what he was like. Oh no.
Go get your son. Help. Let's beat it out of him.
Jesus Christ. What's happening?
To spank you until you never liked aliens again.
That didn't work, apparently.
Now every time you look at you watch E.T., you get this weird BDSM feeling.
Okay, but every time I see Taun We, am I right?
Oh, Tawi!
Yeah. Oh.
Oh, who's Taun We?
She was in the second prequel movie. She's the tall, long neck alien.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's
Don't
established.
do that.
I just a sexy Tonwi.
It's established canon that Wenzel's really into sexy aliens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's always been there.
Who isn't into sexy aliens?
Tom Nook,
The raccoon?
the raccoon.
Wow, what a weirdo.
Yeah, it's kind of fucked up.
Anyway,
What were we talking about?
I don't know. You were making a good point, and then you went off about us talking about
You brought up pinup aliens for some reason.
No, I brought up poop in a pile.
Great contribution.
And then we just went into talking about naked Jedi.
Oh, Cody did that. Cody
Yeah,
did that.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Naked old man Jedi.
Look, all I'm saying is their clothes need to go with them when they Force Ghost. Not just like floating to the wind.
But that's not the point you were making before that. You're making a good point. I don't remember what it is.
I don't remember either. Oh, I was making the point that the what is that guy's name? The guy who plays the Guardian of the Wills. The
which one? The blind one?
yes, the blind one.
His character's name was Sharut.
Yeah, Sharut. He kind of is a reflection of all the Jedi that came before him in a way.
Yeah.
And like he's not a Jedi. He's
just
Force sensitive.
Yeah.
He probably could have, may have been a Jedi, you know, if he was trained properly or whatever you want to call it. But I don't really know how that works. But I don't know. I thought that was very interesting how they brought that kind of level, that like baseline Force is driving us, her path is clear sort of theme along with him. Whereas it was kind of like showing like the Force guiding it, but also that kind of leads to like how the Sith have really corrupted the Force in a way, and
That it's like essentially gone from everybody.
yeah. Also, it feels like she had a. It was interesting because they brought up that necklace around her neck, around Jin's neck.
It's a kyber crystal.
It's a kyber crystal. What, did they do anything with
I
that?
think it was just so they could meet the Chirrut and Baz.
Yeah, I think it was just for him to hold on to something, like you know, find her out in a crowd. You know.
Yeah, maybe so.
Maybe.
but like.
I mean, they didn't do anything. Like, I didn't even realize what it was until like at the very beginning when Galen hands it to her. I'm like, oh shit, that's a kyber crystal. And then whenever Sharut points it out in the crowd, I was like, oh, that's its only use. So yeah.
We are here. Sorry, yawned. Well, the other cool things is we're seeing some of that back lore come back. Oh, sorry, I made that noise.
Yeah, you like that? Like that, everybody?
Yeah.
Stop it, dude.
You want to hear it again? You want to hear it?
I don't know if I could hear that, honestly.
I couldn't hear that.
Okay.
I mean, I heard it, like, I don't know if I heard it through here, though.
The podcast?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Anywho, I really did like how they brought in some of that back lore. The kyber crystals, I don't know where it comes from, like, originally I don't know where the first mention of it is, but I believe it's in the Clone Wars. I want to say it's in the Clone Wars. I don't know. I mean, it could be in the original trilogy, but I know they go over a good bit in the Clone Wars like cartoon.
Oh, yeah.
About, like, building your lightsaber and things like that. And that was really, really cool. Like, you could hear Kyber, you could watch this movie and not know what the fuck a kyber crystal is, and then suddenly you get into the lore of it all, and you're like, oh shit, those are the things that power the Death Star. And that's also pretty crazy, the fact that kyber crystals are powering the Death Star.
Yeah,
it's just
the very thing that the Jedis use is now being used to destroy the galaxy.
Yeah, and the fact that I don't know if I don't know what's old EU, what's current canon, but I do know that, like, in either one, the Sith are known for corrupting the kyber crystal, is why it turns red.
I'm pretty sure that's canon, yes.
But I don't know. I thought that was very cool, and it's very neat that they are using the kyber crystals in as green as well, which is interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know how that
I think
plays
that was
into
probably
canon.
because green screen from the 70s.
Maybe.
But, that's something interesting, too, is that, I mean, this is nothing big, but I remember in the Clone Wars, you could tell easily who is who and what weapons they're using, because the clones, all of their blasters shot blue shots, and then the droids, all their blasters shot red shots. But now with when you get into this, like not current, but like in the sequel trilogy and Rogue One, everybody's gun shoots red, which is just an interesting little factoid.
I'm not really 100% sure what they're going, or I mean, I don't even know if we even have, like, how the guns even work, or how the
manufacturers or anything like that.
Yeah. It's weird that there's no, like, I think something that comes from Borderlands. I really like the idea of, like,
corporations,
corporations and things like that.
Yeah, no, me and Cole were talking about that. How you don't see anything about. Well, you barely see anything about any companies whatsoever in Star Wars. Nothing.
You don't, and you would think, but you do hear about them in what is it called?
The Trade Alliance,
No,
or the Separatists, or the Clone Wars, the
Han Solo movie.
fuck.
Oh yeah,
the Solo movie. Yeah,
you do hear a lot about it in the Solo movie. A lot. Not a lot, but a little bit. You hear about them talk about, like, oh yeah, we are alliance of corporations. You know, or not corporations, but like the military, like.
Yeah, we're a mining company, whatever.
The complex.
Industrial complex, yes.
Yeah. So it's very, I don't know. I feel like there should be more corporations in Star Wars, because I think it would be fun and interesting to see how they... And there may be, and we just don't understand their signs or stuff like that. But I think it would be very interesting to see, like, how that plays into the Star Wars universe. Who makes the guns? Who makes the weapons? I know that... I mean, if the Empire makes it, they brand everything, right?
Yeah.
Empire's the brand, right? But, like, who's... like... If that's the case, who's providing the weapons to the rebel cause? And if whoever is bringing those weapons to the rebel cause, how are they manufacturing them? Are they off-brand? Are they actually branded together? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like are they?
Like, these are special ships. Where the fuck are these special ships coming from?
Yeah, exactly. No, I see what you're saying. Like, are they taking ships and repurposing them? Like, literally, they're rebel ships. Like, they're ragtag.
I mean, they're kind of raggedy.
I mean, yeah, but like also the same thing with the guns. Like, are they like, because they can't be Empire guns, because, or like, the Empire could have a monopoly on the gun industry in, the galaxy, but like, are they taking Empire guns and then repurposing them, or are they making their own guns, or are these old guns? I think it'd be very interesting, yes, if they did something with that.
Yeah, I think it'd be cool to see at least some supplementary stuff, not necessarily the movie or anything like that.
No, I want an entire movie about industry and economy.
The economies of the Star Wars universe.
Yes. But yeah, back to Rogue One. Just a great movie overall. I really enjoy it, especially like Cody brings this up all the time, and it's the one thing that sticks out to me about this movie is that this shows the dark side of the rebellion as well.
Yeah, no, it shows because like you always see them in success, being a success, being good. Yeah, and again the prequels did a little bit of the political aspect of it as well. Is like, it was group consensus sort of
bureaucracy.
It was group consensus bureaucracy that really caused, basically, for the Republic to fall.
Yeah.
And other factors. That was also a factor, was like the need to call upon, to come together and hand power off to the Emperor, or to Palpatine at the time.
Yeah.
And you really see that kind of play out on a small scale here, where I really enjoyed the scene. There's two scenes. There was what we assume is Mustafar.
We don't know.
I don't actually know if it's... we haven't looked anything up on the movie, but where Krennic, Kid Krennic in the morning, where Krennic goes to Mustafar and speaks with Vader, and you start to see sort of like this like leader kind of making decisions type situation,
dictatorship,
which is then directly like contrasted by the rebellion or the alliance standing around and discussing like in a Congress, and even cheering like in a Congress, and like a parliamentary type situation. Is like, yes, let him speak. It's just like, what are you talking about? This is your decision, our decision.
Where's the bathroom?
Where's the bathroom?
Wenzel kept saying that at the scene.
I really have to go.
But then you start to see we can't do anything without a vote, in a majority vote. Well, they do a majority vote. Then they say no, and that's how these people end up on Scarif, is that they're like, okay, well, we're gonna go do it on our own thing. We're the ones that's gonna have to do this ourselves, because bureaucracy's not getting us anywhere.
Yeah.
So this is again where you start seeing not the dark side, but the bad parts of the alliance. The Empire, also the bad parts of the Empire. Empire is like taking control type thing, and the alliance is like stalling efforts and things like that. So
no, and there was even that part in there where Cassian gets a group of rebels who are willing to go and do this suicide mission, and they're all saboteurs, assassins. They're all like a bunch of like outcasts, and it's like, and then even in the beginning, Cassian kills not crippled, or he has a bad arm guy, civilian. We see the dark side, especially, and then Cassian was also told to kill Galen Erso, even though he was told that Erso is trying to help them, but they didn't have information, and like just that you just have you have communication, but then also you have a lack of communication within the Rebel Alliance. And if Jyn, Erso, Cassian, everybody else, if they just followed orders and did what the Rebel Alliance said, they would have all been dead.
Yeah. Another thing is also looking at Saw Gerrera. That's a great example.
Ooh, yeah, he's an extremist. Yeah,
he's considered an extremist in his methods. I don't know what makes him extremist, or we don't really get to that point. Maybe we'll see. And again, like, we're not reading the comics as we go along through here. We're not going on Wikipedia.
Wikipedia, yeah.
Wikipedia. That's what I call it. Wikipedia is Wooka. Yeah. Not going on there and reading up on these characters, but at the same time, like, this movie didn't show. Like, I believe you're making a bunch of movies, right? That if you have a bunch of movies, I should be able to watch from start to finish and get the gist of everything.
Yeah.
Like, the movie-wise. And that's kind of what we're doing here.
Yeah.
And there are some missing parts. And this movie tries to tie them up. But like, then again, you do have, I know Saw Gerrera's in Rebels. I know he's in some comics, and he's going to be in
Jedi Fallen Order.
So who the hell knows what this guy has done to be an extremist? I'm interested to find out. But at the same time, like, if I'm the average everyday person, I'll never know unless I actually go and seek it out.
Yeah. Well, the thing is too, it's like, I wonder if they showed his extremist tactics through his guerrilla fighting that he has with his men in the city. If that's the case, I mean, that's not really extremist, because I'm sure the rebellion has to, or maybe not. Maybe they're more quiet, I guess.
Well, they're trying to sue for peace. The Alliance, at least at this point, from my understanding of the situations in the movie, is that it seems like they're asking for peace.
Yeah, and
like the alliance to come together and ask peace from.
And the Senate still exists at this time.
Oh, it does?
Yeah, because they mentioned about how they want to go through the Senate, and then Krennic says we don't have to worry about the Senate when we have the Death Star built. Yeah.
I didn't realize that. Mm-hmm. I didn't think of that.
Yeah,
I guess they do mention the Senate literally in the original Star Wars movie.
They do, but then you don't see them, and then later, I think it's in The Empire Strikes Back, or maybe a little later, the Senate's just, or maybe it's in that movie, it's just dissolved. They just get rid of it. It's
interesting to me is how there's 30 years that pass between, or 30-something years, I don't really know how many years it is, but it's like almost 30 years that pass between the movies, between Episode 3 and Episode 4.
Yeah.
And yet there's a lot of remnants from that era that still is like, I mean, I guess that's the point of Star Wars, but like there's a lot of stuff that's really left over.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Cassian.
You know what? I hate Star Wars, guys.
Yeah, no, it sucks.
Fuck Star Wars.
God, I can't keep up with this nerd shit.
It's a lot to keep up with.
Yeah.
And especially considering there's a huge gap, and they're like, actually, here's a billion other ways. Here's a billion things that happen here, but you got to read the comics, you got to read the books, you got to, and I'm just like,
I mean, there's probably a side story for Cassian because he's been fighting since he was 6. Yeah, and it's like
he definitely probably got a comic,
probably, or he has something because fuck, there's a whole story right there.
Yeah, and Jyn as well. Her like,
oh yeah, after she got
like
how did she get imprisoned? You know,
yeah,
because she got abandoned when she was 16, and she has to be fairly older at this point, so it's like, where's that timeline?
And seen it in 15 years.
So she's 31.
She's probably like in her late 20s.
Yeah,
early 30s.
Huh. Okay, yeah. So there you go. A lot of time. What happened?
Yeah, she is still like 31. Yeah.
Yeah.
Either way, it's a good. It's like a good movie.
Yeah, overall. We know
it's a good movie
because we have another instance of like, even though this is much on a much smaller scale, it's still just chock full of just information, lore everywhere, and it's like even though Rogue One's story ended, the characters themselves, they still have stories that could definitely be told, maybe in smaller forms or media, but they're still there, and there's still characters who are well alive. But yeah, it's a great movie overall. I don't know if there's any inconsistency here because I think I said maybe Episode 7 is my favorite movie, but I pass Wenzel. You're wrong if you said that. Rogue One is your favorite movie.
Out of all the Star Wars movies, this one is my favorite Star Wars.
This is my favorite. So it's so beautiful. It's
complete little package.
Yeah,
it is what it is. And it ties into everything else. I think it's a love story to Star Wars fans as well.
Yeah,
because it was like you wanted to know how this happened, and here's how it happened.
Here it is, yeah.
And it was built like that. The space battles are awesome.
Oh,
everything about this movie is like, it's like concentrated Star Wars. The only thing lacking is the Jedi, but that's filled with the Guardians of the Whales and
then at the very end with
Vader.
With Vader, yeah.
And let me tell you, Vader's scene in this movie is probably my absolute favorite scene in all of Star Wars.
It is still horrifying to watch it.
It's terrifying.
Yeah, because like you just have this moment where it's like everybody's rushing because now it's like, we got the message, we have to go, and then Vader's ship comes in, completely disables the capital or the flagship, and then you just have this moment in the hallway where they're all trying to go, and then it's just silence, and then you hear his breathing, and then his lightsaber ignites, and it's like, fuck, here we go. And I honestly didn't think like we would get him like chopping up rebels. No, we got that.
Yeah.
Oh fuck, it was like you feel the like, it's like, what would you call it? Like it's something we should have gotten from Vader a long time ago, of course, but we couldn't, but now we have it, and wow.
Vader in the old movies definitely, and it was probably due to props and things like that, but he felt stiff and lifeless and not as terrifying. And, like, to me, maybe that's because I grew up not watching that.
Oh, for sure. No, yeah.
Like when I not growing up watching it, but like I didn't watch it when it first came out, so I knew context of post Star Wars world.
Yeah.
Right? Before watching Star Wars, but his impact was low in the old movies, and he wasn't as terrifying, and they really don't,
they just made him feel like any other villain.
Yeah, he was quintessential villain, but now like you actually see like this, like being trapped in a box with a bunch of rats trapped in a box with a cat.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
they were being slaughtered.
Yeah, like especially like just that moment where he picks up one of the rebels, pins him to the ceiling, and then just a casual chop to his stomach. Like fuck, like he just completely kills him. And then especially when he kills the guy that was in the door, absolutely scary. And it's just like fuck. But and also, sorry, with context too, it's like you could also chalk up to him being stiff, saying like, oh yeah, he's wounded, he has all these robotics, his suit's heavy, which is something they do mention in the comics and stuff. Is like his suit's very heavy, so if he's stiff, it's because of that. But it's obviously just because of that's just something to retcon all of the what happened with or props and stuff. But yeah, no, scary. And then but like you said about the space battles though. Like just that, like the space battles, and then just the combat with the X-wings and TIE fighters in general was really just.
It felt military.
It felt yes. That was something I was trying to say about this movie is that out of all the movies, this felt the most militaristic.
It really did, yeah.
Yeah, that's what made it feel so grounded, and like I like that because it's like you're combining this high sci-fi with a more grounded militaristic type of combat, and it's
beaches
really,
of Normandy,
or
the beaches of
the Scarif actually felt like Vietnam.
No, that's something. Yeah, no, because that tropical, like that's something that I loved was that you have this tropical area with these palm trees and beach and everything. Like you said, this is the first time we get a beach in Star Wars. Besides desert, and it's like you have that with contrast to these huge imperial buildings, and it's like you have this fighting, and it was like, man, it's like Vietnam. Yeah, you pointed out like their helmets
looked like the Vietnam U.S. soldier helmets.
Yeah,
that you'd see in typical Vietnam
movies.
Yeah, it definitely, especially with some of the shots they had, it felt like they were always undercover. I don't know. It was very military in a way, and that's what this movie was. Really, it was a military operation. To some degree. I really enjoyed this movie. This movie did something way different with Star Wars.
Oh yeah, and another thing that was really good was when they took that Hammerhead Corvette and rammed it into that one ship, that Star Destroyer. Ooh, that was really good.
I don't know when they changed, but I like their older designs better.
The Star Destroyers?
No, Corvettes.
The Corvette. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck. Here's the other thing too, is just like I think this highlights the difference between Empire and Rebel as well. Is the fact that the Empire seems to be like just throw a lot of guns out there and see what happens, and Rebel Alliance, they are pretty strategic in how they approach things. This movie, I don't know if that's purposeful or not, but this movie tended to lean towards like Rebels being more strategic and
careful.
Yeah, more careful. And because they were strategically pushing the Star Destroyer into another Star Destroyer, which fell into the gate itself to put down the shield. I don't know. It was very, very strategic, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Which is not something you really saw in the old movies. It was very much like, here's these group of people who are fighting these groups of people. Yes, there is some strategy involved, but like...
just, fight.
Yeah.
Or, with this, it's like you see, like you have these guys who are like, okay, we don't have many men, so we have to be careful with our resources, what we use and what we do. We have to be in and out quick, which was what you see in here, because you did see the Rebels. They come in with a full fucking fleet ready to go, but then they were like, okay, we need to go right now. And then they were gone, except for some shits when the fucking Vader ship comes in and just destroys them. Fuck. That was a good scene, too.
Yeah, it was.
Because, it's like the subtitles said like somber song playing or something, and then you just for some, I don't know why, I don't know what I expected, but I was like, okay, they can go, but then you have this ship come in and it's like this music's playing and it's just completely juxtaposed to what's happening or to the music, and it's haunting. Yeah, but yeah, very good. I absolutely love it. Where would you rank it, Colt and Cody?
I think that
or I already know you, but
all of the new Star Wars movies from when did Episode 7, 2015?
Yeah.
Yes.
Every single new one, I think they're all better than the prequels and the originals. And I would say this is my least favorite of the new ones. But I like it a lot. But it's way better than the prequels and way better than the originals. So.
Oh, Okay.
Still pretty good. Episode 7 still my number 1. I really still love episode 7.
Okay.
Yeah, this is the best.
Yeah.
I'm not looking forward to Solo next month.
Aw.
Solo's really good.
I'm really excited for Solo. I like Solo.
I'm hoping that it's better on my second watch through. This first watch through was the first watch through I made when it was in theaters. I did not enjoy.
But does anybody else have any final thoughts on this movie?
Rest in peace, K2SO. He was a soldier.
Rest in peace.
Goodbye.
That's all. That's the only guy I cared about.
Yeah. I love Baze.
Bodhi. Oh, Baze.
And
Carrot.
Krennic.
Krennic.
No, the guy that was I know the Force.
Chirrut.
Chirrut. There we go.
Oh, something else we didn't talk about is the fucking suit designs for the.
Oh yeah, their suit designs
for
looked
Krennic's
amazing.
personal guard. The death.
Yeah.
I think they're called Death Troopers. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
They're. Oh man, looks so good. And then there's somebody else I was gonna say. Oh yeah, K2SO. He looks awesome.
Yeah, he does.
I love him. Iconic. But if nobody has any more final thoughts, I guess we're done. Thank you to everybody for listening. You can follow us on Twitter at AYCH Podcast for news, updates, anything. We release new episodes on Monday, of course. We're going to be releasing episodes of Essential Viewing on Wednesdays.
Whenever we do have
them. It's going to be 1 or 2 a month. This is going to release on a Friday, right? Friday?
Yeah.
Yeah, Friday. And this is... you can follow us on. You can find us on SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, Overcast. We're all on there. Check us out on there. Give us a like, a subscribe, feedback, anything. Tell us. We want to know. What do you think? Tell us, please. Tell us.
Please.
How can we be better? How can we be worse? Don't be worse.
Tell us how we can be worse, so we don't do that.
Yeah. You can follow us on Twitch at twitch.tv/AllYouCanHear as well. We haven't streamed in a while, but
we plan on
doing something, especially for October.
Yes, because it's the spooky month.
Spooky month.
Scary games. We've been stockpiling them.
Yeah, we have. So we'll definitely get back to that. You can follow us on YouTube /YouTube.com/AllYouCanHear as well. We have all our VODs from Twitch on there, or several of them, a lot of them. Yeah. You can check us out there. Am I missing anything, guys?
No, I don't think so.
I think that's it.
All right. Well, again, thank you for listening. I am Wenzel Wilkie. You can follow me at Wenzel Wilkie. I don't know why I said full name. Follow me on Twitter at Wenzel Wilkie. And follow my art Instagram at World of Wenzel. Thank you.
My name Colt. Follow me on Twitter at ColtD00. I am one with the Force. Force one with me.
Oh.
Chirrut.
Hello, my name's Cody. Please follow me at CODDOC11. That's CODDOC11 on Instagram. That's it.
Okay. Let the force be with you.
Good night.
Bye.